Hi, this is Bill Glennon from Glennon Secan Home. Over the last winter I was going through a lot of wood. So I decided to check out and see what was available. And on YouTube I saw quite a few rocket stoves. And they seem to be really energy efficient. So I decided to make my own, and I just used the scrap material I had left over from the building of the Secan house. This is just a flat bar, a 6-inch flat bar and a 10-inch flat bar, leftover angle iron. This can was made out of a hot water tank. So I just cut the hot water tank and put a base on it and a lid on it. Now my lid wasn't big enough, so I just took two 10-inch flat bar and welded them together. Now we're going to pull the top off so you can see what's happening inside. It's a little bit heavy. So this is the inner chamber, the inner burn chamber. As you can see, I've got 4 tubes, and they bring fresh air up from the bottom. Fresh air comes in from the outside, goes into the bottom of the heater, and then comes up. And these create a reburn. As the flames come up, the extra oxygen really helps the reburn. Now we're going to do a little bit of a cleanup inside. You can see the ash down below there. Now I've burned it for about a week. Okay, I just cleaned out the vacuum. I didn't change the bag or anything like that. But we'll just see how much ash we get out of this. That was it. There wasn't much ash in there, so we'll see how much we actually got. The one thing about the rocket stove is having the chimney go out the back. A lot of the ash just falls down in the main drum and doesn't go up the chimney, which I think is a very good safety feature. And because it reburns before it goes up the chimney temperature isn't that hot. So we'll put the top back on and then we'll light it up. Yeah, the inside of the rocket stove, I've got a steel plate, and you can see how much heat we create inside because it's warping the steel plate quite a bit. And I have fresh air coming in here, and then these 2 tubes take the fresh air to the back. Also, I've got holes along the sides of the tubes, and then the rest of it just goes up to the top. 2 of the tubes come right from underneath and go all the way to the top. The throttle for the fresh air is on the side here. Now we can open it right up, or we can close it down to half. If I have it right open, with the door open, I get about 15 minutes out of a burn. And if I throttle it down, I'll get 45 minutes out of a burn. It doesn't take that much wood. I don't think I can get another one in there, but I'll try. Maybe a small one will go. There, so that's a pretty full firebox. And this little bit of wood I've got on my cart here is just a starter burn for my other wood stove. I would take 8 pieces of wood and I'd put them in the other stove, and I would have to restock it in about 45 minutes. But with this, I'll burn this and it'll last me all day. I cheat when it comes to lighting the rocket stove. A lot of people use paper, and I just use a little bit of propane. Until you get the draft going, it's a good idea not to turn your propane heat up too much. But now the draft is going, it'll take a little bit for that to suck through and really start to rocket. Once the heat hits the chimney, then it really starts to suck. Yeah, we've had the stove running now for about 5 minutes, and it's starting to draw really good. The heat on top is quite substantial already. Chimney temperature is only about 85 Celsius. I'll grab the temperature sensor and we'll see what the top is. Top is reading 146, 152. The chimney is only at about 80, 80.9. One of the nice things about the fireplace is that it burns such little wood. The round design of the tank allows the heat to escape all the way around it, and eventually what I want to do is bring my water in the bottom, have a coil going around inside, come out the top, and then hook back up to a water supply so I can heat a bunch of water at one time. I'm having a little bit of trouble finding somebody that can bend stainless steel in the configuration that I need. But I'd like to use 3/4 inch stainless steel, and hopefully about 30 feet of it will give me enough heat that I can use it to heat the floor or use it to run a blower. But basically how the stove works, we can close the door and see how long our burn is going to be on this one. Okay, we're up on top of the roof now, just checking out what's happening with the rocket stove. As you can see, we don't have any smoke coming out at all, and we don't have an excess of heat either. I forgot my temperature sensor downstairs. All this soot that you see on the chimney was from our previous wood stove, but we do have heat coming out, but it's cool enough that I can put my hand fairly close without getting burnt. So you can see it, there's no reburn on top of the chimney. It's clean. From a few feet away you can hardly even tell you have a fire going. All you can see is a few little heat waves, and that's it. I plan on cleaning this up, getting rid of all the soot, because I won't have to worry about soot in the future. I just won't have any. Anyways, we'll go downstairs and see what's happening down there. It's been about 35 minutes since we started the stove. We'll see what's happening in there. I have the air rate open. The door was closed, but as you can see, we still have quite a pile of wood inside. One of the nice things about the stove is when the door is closed, the entire burn happens, because I have fresh air coming in the front, and more fresh air at the back, it really burns evenly all the way through. Now I can knock some of those ashes down, and now that the stove is heated up, you'll really notice the rocket sound that happens when we put a couple more sticks in there. One of the things I've noticed is when I'm filling it up after about 35 minutes or so, it doesn't take that much wood. I'm lucky if I can get 3 or 4 pieces in. You have to find a real small one. Now you can hear the rocket stove start to really take effect. If I leave the door open, it'll have the real reburn in the top, and it's a low rumble. You can hear it reburn. Now you can start to hear that low rumble. That's the reburn happening on the top. I'll just get the temperature sensor and we'll see what kind of temperatures we're getting out of it. Because I'm getting old, I have to have my glasses on so I can see what the temperature is. So the top went into an error, so that means that it was over 320 degrees Celsius. Coming down the front, we're 319, well, error. Down low, we're 212. Right at the bottom, we're 160, 170. And the chimney is at 126. So I'm really pleased with how the rocket stove has worked out. I'll get a full burn out of this, a full day's burn out of this wood today. And when you think about my other stove, that is a real savings. Anyways, you guys have a good day. Thanks for watching. And if you have any questions, just put them down and I'll see if I can get back to you.